Hey badasses, welcome back to the Badass Careers YouTube channel. And you know, over here we are all about doing work you love, expanding your potential and growing your income without sacrificing your values. So if that is the kind of career that you are after, then you are totally in the right place. And I invite you to subscribe and join the crew, because we talk about purpose and fulfillment and promotions and salary negotiations and all of the things that you need to make incredible career moves time after time. And one of the most important ingredients, of course, to making these strategic and intentional career moves is having a career vision. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. You know, there's a lot of people out there putting a massive amount of energy into their lives. We're all so busy. They're putting in so much money and time and energy into their day-to-day lives, filling that calendar up, booking up all those appointments, delivering at work, go, go, go on the hamster wheel we call life, right? However, very few of these people have a clear direction, a clear vision, an understanding of the big picture, what it's all for. And it's so important to have a vision for your life and especially your career, because if you don't know where you're headed or what it's all for, then you find yourself relying on things like willpower and energy and motivation, which are actually very fleeting concepts. Rather than something like a vision, which is a force, it's this invisible force that pulls you forward on even the toughest days. Because when you can see how the actions you're taking and what you're doing relates to that bigger picture and is helping you to build and create that life that you want to create for yourself, it generates more emotion, you're invested in it, it draws you forward, and it taps into these reservoirs of energy that you didn't even know that you had, and it essentially helps to get you out of your own way. And that's where things like perseverance and resilience and commitment towards your goals comes from. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through some of the main principles of a successful and compelling career vision, and then I'm going to walk you through a few exercises that are going to help you build your own. Now, after you've done the exercises in this video, I really recommend carrying on with my career happiness playbook. It's a completely free workbook that takes you through the steps that you need in order to land that next career defining role that feels purposeful, that feels fulfilling, and makes you happy at work. Okay, so it's a workbook that takes you through the clarity, the branding, and the landing phases of landing that next dream job. And I think having your vision and going into that activity book with some of those thoughts swirling through your mind is going to help you to really get the most out of this free resource. You can grab that just by clicking the link in the description box down below. Okay, so before we jump into the exercises, here are some key success factors for a compelling career vision. Number one, it has to be yours. It has to be yours and no one else's. So this is an exercise in letting go society's definitions of success. Letting go what our parents' generation thought success looked like in a career. Letting go old school mentalities, modalities, really aligning to your authentic truth, what you want out of your career and why. So it's really important as you're doing these exercises that you don't self-edit. You don't have a nudge and go to write something and think, oh, that's silly. Oh, I couldn't do that. Oh, maybe in another lifetime. That's self-editing. When you have a genuine thought or feeling or something comes up, and even if you don't know why, but it's there and it's interesting to you, but you stop yourself and you squash the idea. All ideas are welcome and valid, and once you get them out, then it's time to think them through and connect the dots. It'll be coming up for a reason. The second point to having a really successful career vision is making sure that it's differentiated from your mission, which is more so your purpose or your why. So just like in companies, your mission and your vision are different things. So I'll give you an example. And it's going to be a personal example because it's going to be an example about me and my career with Badass Careers. So if I think about my mission, my why, my purpose, I am on a mission to disrupt the broken status quo way that we do career planning the world over. What I'm aiming to do with the movement that is Badass Careers is really elevate talented, high-achieving professionals to feel aligned, to feel fulfilled at work, to feel on fire with what they are doing by creating a career that they're next level obsessed with. That's my why. That's my purpose. It's kind of more related to what I actually do. Your vision is more how you see your career, how you see your life integrating with your career. It's more around the how. So my vision for my career is around being able to design my days and my weeks exactly how I want them, being able to work remotely from anywhere in the world at any time that suits me, being able to work with people from all over the world, very global in nature. I've very much been from New Zealand originally, but having a very global career, I wanted to keep that international aspect and so on. It's how you want to be waking up and experiencing your career. It's how you want to be contributing, and it's how you want to be feeling as well. The next thing you've got to know about your career vision is that it will be constantly evolving always. As you grow, as you evolve, so will your career vision. So let go of any perfectionistic thinking as if this is going to lock you into one specific vision or way of life. It's your vision for right now. It's your vision for the next few years. And the last thing I'll say before I jump into the exercise is please let yourself dream. We have forgotten how to dream. We used to be big dreamers as children, and then we were told, that's silly, that's not possible. You couldn't do that. Oh, you're not very good at math, and so on and so forth. And so bit by bit, we stopped dreaming and tried to be very logical and rational and just do something that made sense. But often a lot of us are playing very small. What I would ask you to do is allow yourself to truly dream. Get silly, get curious. Because honestly, if I hadn't let myself dream, I would never be doing this. I'd never be creating videos and speaking to tens of thousands of people from all around the world every day and doing what I do if I didn't allow myself to dream. The life I'm living seemed impossible in the past. If you had asked Rosie 3 years ago if I'd be doing what I'm doing, I would have probably laughed. So luckily, I was guided through the ability to dream through the power of coaching, and it did allow me to imagine a different reality and then go and create it for myself. We get one shot at this thing called life. And I really want you to think about how you want to be spending your time on planet Earth and how you want to be contributing and really dreaming up something that feels meaningful to you. Okay, so with all that said and done, let's get into the first exercise, which is going to be very much around journaling and self-exploration. What's really important before this exercise is the state that you do it in. So you want to make sure that you have plenty of time, you're not in a rush, you're not stressed in any way. The first thing you should do is move your body. This can be literally like doing it after exercise while the endorphins are flowing. It can be gentle stretching. It can even be just opening up and standing in some power poses. I know it sounds ridiculous, but research shows when you stand in power poses, you feel more confident and you feel more relaxed and open. Another thing that I would suggest that you do is get your favorite music on in the background and make sure that it is a vibe wherever you are and you go down to do this work. And make sure, this is really important, that you have no interruptions. So that includes phone on airplane mode as well. So you're gonna give yourself about 30 minutes for this exercise. It could take up to an hour depending on the kind of reflector you are, and here are the prompts that you are going to work through. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? If success was inevitable? What would you do if you had all of the time and money that you needed already in life and you were looking to fill your days in a way that feels inspiring to you? What would you do if you already had all of the skills and knowledge that you needed? What would you do if you had all of the confidence and self-belief that you needed, and all of the support and community around you that you needed? What have you dreamed about but never shared with anyone else? What do you secretly wish that you could become an expert in? Such an expert that you could write a book about it or do a TED Talk. Okay, so those questions are just to get you warmed up, get the juices flowing. Now, this is more of a visualization exercise we're shifting into here, but next, this is what you'll journal on. So imagine that it's New Year's Eve 5 years from now and you've escaped a little bit from all of the noise and the party, and you find yourself sitting outside alone for a moment, just enjoying some peace and quiet and reflecting on your past 5 years. All of the things that you've achieved, all of the people you've been in contact with, all of the ways in which you've grown. These are the questions I would like you to ponder. Who have you become? Which of your natural strengths or zones of genius did you find yourself using again and again? How have you contributed to the world? What brings you meaning? What is your manager like? Do you have a manager? What is your team like? Do you have a team? What kind of money are you making, and what kind of lifestyle does this afford you? Over the last 5 years, what are the 3 main emotions that you've felt? And I really recommend using an emotion wheel for this as well to help guide you in picking out words that feel a little bit more meaningful than just happy or excited. Okay, so after you've opened up and done this flood and this journal exercise and let your subconscious just write and write and write and get it all out, I'd love you to pick up on some of the core themes. And the point of a career vision isn't to have a job title by the end of it, it's to have a way of being, the kind of things you'll be working on, the kind of experiences you will have had, the kind of person you've become. So you've done a lot of great work. The next step in this is a little bit more pragmatic. I would love you to design your dream workday. And to design this dream workday, you can literally have, you know, from your start time to your end time. And I want you to think about things like, where are you? What part of the world are you in? What time do you start? Is it later in the morning? Is it very early morning? What suits you and your rhythm? Do you work alone or in a team? And if it is a team, what kind of team is it? How big is it? How do you work together? And what's your relative position? Are you management? Are you a fierce contributor? Are you a quiet expert? What kind of role do you like to play in that team? If you have a boss, what are they like? What's their management style like? What kind of work do you do? What kind of people do you help? Or what kind of businesses do you advance? What kind of way are you contributing? Stop and look around. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you hear. Tell me what you feel. What is your commute like? Does your job involve travel? How often are you in the office versus at home, for example? Once you've done all of this work into creating your vision, I want you to do a few things. First, I want you to create a gap analysis. Where are you at today versus these concepts, these themes that keep coming up in your vision? And what needs to happen in between so that you can get from point A to point B? For example, you might say, I need to increase my income by 15%. I need to move state or country. I need to land a remote role. I need to build a business. When you're doing that gap analysis, note to yourself, are there any big limiting beliefs that come up for you there? Is something sitting with you there like, oh, I've never started a business before, I wouldn't know where to start, or how am I meant to get that pay rise in an environment that always has salary freezes? Just capture those. Just make sure that you're very aware of the way you're already blocking yourself from your vision. And then next, I want you to journal on a couple of things. What would be the pleasure in your vision coming true? What are the benefits to you, the benefits to those around you? And what is the pain of the vision not being achieved? How will you be negatively affected? And if you don't achieve it, how will the lives around you be negatively affected, or the lives you never got to touch be negatively affected? The last thing I'd love you to do is share your vision with someone, anyone. It could be a friend, a mentor, a partner, a parent figure, it doesn't matter. I'd love you to share it, because when you share what came up for you, again, even if it doesn't feel like it's a job title or a specific role or anything right now, firstly, it's another person to give you ideas, but secondly, it makes it real and it puts it out there in the world. And there's an element of accountability to that as well. So I really hope that you've enjoyed a couple of example activities that get you one step closer to crafting your ultimate career vision. If this is the kind of work, the kind of clarity work that you know that you need to take control over your life and career and step into the driver's seat to really get strategic and intentional, please reach out to me. There's a couple main ways. You could come and DM me over on Instagram at Badass Careers, or you could read more about my signature coaching program, the Career Glow Up, because this is the kind of work we do. We do the deep work, guided with expert coaches, myself, support coaches, as well as an incredible community of people from all around the world. So check out the page that takes you to join the waitlist down below as well, and it gives you more information about the program and if it might be right for you. Otherwise, while you're waiting for my next video to come out, definitely catch up on these videos on all things purpose and fulfillment and career clarity if you haven't seen them already. And until next time, stay badass, and I will see you very soon. Bye!